Hey my friend, thanks so much for joining me on this episode. You are here because you are a busy man, but you still want to lose some fat and get healthier. This is why I'm here. I'm gonna teach you this today. My name is Máté and I have managed to lose 42 kilos over the last few years. I was either doing a full-time job or juggling with two master's degrees at university, so I know what I'm talking about because during this process I have managed to keep up with my fat loss journey. I want to help you build a daily schedule where you can do your exercise and diet plan while also looking after your health on a daily basis. When I was fat, which was like 4 years ago, I was always asking myself the question, where is the time? I did not understand how people could look after their health and exercise and cook for themselves while they were doing full-time jobs or they had families. I obviously came to the easy conclusions that these people must be selfish and only care about themselves. They are rich and they don't have to work at all. I did not understand this whole system. I woke up at 7 every morning, went to work. From 9 to 5 I was working, 1 hour commute home. Then at 6 when I got home, I either did the laundry or cooked some dinner or went out with friends, and it was boom, night time, ready to fall asleep. And I did not do anything about my health. I just did what was necessary. Maybe you are in the same place and I want to help you to build a schedule and to be a bit more aware of your daily habits, because this will be the key of building a schedule that can actually work for you on the long run. So how this episode is gonna go is, first I wanna go a bit into the mindset stuff. This is really important because you have to build your house on a stable foundation. What I mean by that is you are overweight and you are in this position for a reason, and I think a lot of people and online fitness gurus are just trying to give you a diet, a quick fix, but the problem is something else. The problem is not physical per se, the problem is emotional. The problem comes from within. So we need to tackle your inner monster a bit. That's how we'll call it during this episode. We need to talk to your inner monster a bit to realize what the problems are, because unless you deal with the root cause, you will not be able to achieve a sustainable fat result. This was true for me as well. I was trying all kinds of diets, but it just was not working because I was not tackling the root cause. Okay? So after the mindset stuff, then we will go into a bit on how to start building up this schedule, what are the key points and key elements. And at the end of the video, or at the end of the episode, I will give you some hands-on, structured and on-point recommendations of what worked for me, and maybe you can take something from it and build it into your daily schedule. Okay, let's start with the mindset stuff. What the game changer for me was in my fat loss journey, and this is when my fat loss really started to take off, is when I stopped lying to myself. When I was fat, I developed this mindset, or we can call it external locus as well, when you think that someone else is responsible for your life. I am coming from Hungary, and Mark Manson did an amazing video about my country and the drinking in my country. Please go and check it out. I will link it down in the description. I am coming from a culture like this. So in my culture, and mostly because of history, it was really common to blame other people for our problems and for our lives. But it's not a surprise, because Hungary was under Nazi occupation, Hungary was under the Soviet occupation, Hungary was under Turkish occupation for 150 years. So our country was really deep into this blaming others for our problems sort of thing. So I was 128 kilos in 2021, in the beginning of 2021. And at that point, I just thought that this is how life is, and I am fat because of genetics. I am fat because my surroundings, I cannot do anything about it. Besides, people who are fit are just lucky. They have good genes. They are rich, so they can afford not to work. These were all the lies that I was telling myself. I was not able to accept responsibility for my own life. And this is the first step on this road, that you have to take responsibility and you have to look yourself in the mirror. How you do that, and actually what worked for me and what opened my eyes, is you have to clear your mind. Now, if this is already really voodoo for you and really psychology, just turn off, because I'm gonna talk a lot about psychology and motivation, mindset, and the deeper emotions within us. So if you don't like this, just go. But this is really important for you to understand. So, a lot of people are constantly numbing their minds. A lot of people are always distracted. I went out with a girl on a date recently, and she this was really good what she told. She called, we are living in the world of the Walking Dead. Meaning that everyone is on their phone and not looking up. Everyone is just completely asleep. So the first is you have to be awakened from this mindset and from this state of being asleep. So I said a lot of people are numbing their minds. What do I mean by that? They are either on their phones all the time, or watching Netflix, or having the airdrops in their ears, or just constantly having some noise, in their minds. This is only to distract themselves. We need to be bored more. People don't know how to be bored and how to be in silence. And this is a really big problem. Just ask yourself the question, please, right now. You, my friend, who is watching the video or listening to this episode. When was the last time where you just sat down in silence? Without looking at anything, without watching anything, without talking to someone, just sat down in a room and in complete silence. This is super, super important to learn this habit. Why? People are generally, and I was the same, people are generally afraid to be in silence, because then in silence they start to think, and they don't like the things that they are thinking about. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. All the things that are bothering you start to come up. Maybe you said something stupid in school 15 years ago. Maybe you did something stupid that when you felt ashamed. Maybe there is some deeper problem with your parents, with your partner that's troubling you. And when in silence, this starts to come up. And let me be completely clear, this is completely normal. This is totally normal. When these thoughts are coming up, this is your soul talking to you. This is your emotions talking to you. This is like a radar, or this is like how I like to picture it is, we have the dashboard on our cars. This is the light blinking of, check the engine light. That something is wrong. This is telling you that here is something that you need to deal with, which is really important. You need to listen to this voice. But if you are constantly distracted, then it's not possible. If you are constantly distracted by social media, or you're constantly listening to music, or you need to have someone by your side all the time, either physically or online, to not feel alone, then you are not gonna achieve this. You cannot listen to this voice inside you, and all the hidden things that are inside cannot be dealt with. You have managed to build a system and in your mind where you are sweeping things under the rug all the time. But the problem is that under the rug or inside you, these things start to mutate into this monster that I talked about. I'm gonna use this monster analogy from now on. So, there is a monster living inside everyone. This monster is having the best time of his life. This monster is feeding on all your insecurities. This monster is fat. This monster is like evil and ugly and just snacking. You know, like I picture it like it's sitting on a couch like this and it's just snacking on all your insecurities and all your problems. That's his favorite meal. He loves it. That's why if you start tackling your problems inside, which is his food, then it will die of hunger. So this monster will do anything in its power to protect himself and protect his food. This is why when you start listening to your own mind and you start taking out of all the problems, the monster is suddenly threatened of dying of hunger. So it is doing everything in its power to protect himself. And this is where all the lies come from. This is where all the lies are coming from. It's coming from the monster when you say that something cannot be done. When you say that, oh, things are like this, I cannot do that, it's just like this. Besides, fit people are only fit because they are rich and they don't have anything to do, like I was telling myself. These are all words of the monster. The monster is trying to protect itself some way. This monster is causing you a lot of pain though. It's eating away your soul one by one. And it's really, really important to deal with this monster and deal with this inside, because let me be completely honest with you, and this was the same for me. If you are overweight, that it's not a physical problem, it's an emotional problem. And I think a lot of people see this the wrong way. They just think that this is only about, oh, eat less, exercise more, you need to be in a calorie deficit, boom, problem resolved. No, really not. Fat, if you are overweight, or let me call it fat, because I was in this group as well, so I might just call it fat. If you are fat, that's the reason of some unresolved emotional problem, and you need to deal with this problem immediately. How you can do that? The most effective way is you go to therapy. I can already hear your objections. Oh, therapy are only for crazy people. I'm already so busy, so how could I go to therapy? I don't have money for therapy. Men don't talk about their emotions. It's gay. Listen to yourself. This is not you. What you are saying, the excuses, this is the monster talking inside of you. Because as soon as I say the word therapy, the monster is then suddenly afraid that it's gonna be found. Okay? Just realize that. Because in the therapy session, you have to face these problems. And what a lot of people get wrong is, and this is what the thing, and kisses from me, dear grandma, I love you so much. My grandma, the first time I told her that I'm going to therapy, she asked me the question, you are going to therapy? Why do you need someone else to tell you what to do and how to feel? And I just smiled, because this is not what therapy is all about. Therapy is about asking yourself the questions that you are too afraid to ask. The therapists are prepared. They train, they learn, they educate themselves for years, just so they can ask you the question that is really hitting that monster deep inside. I always picture it, there is this meme, you know, with the knight, and for the knight there is the helmet, and there is just one small hole right here, and then arrow goes through here. This is what the therapist does. Ask you the question of what you are too afraid to ask yourself. Because in a therapy session, first of all, you are paying for it, And there is a psychological element that if you are paying for something, there is a higher dedication to go through that thing, you know? By you paying them money, and let me be honest, it's quite expensive if you, especially if you go to a good therapist. By you paying them this money, you are dedicating yourself to that session, usually a 50-minute session, but you can have shorter or longer sessions as well. In this session, you are already dedicated, you are sacrificing your money to be there. You cannot run away. And this is a time where you cannot hide away from your feelings. You actually have to face your feelings. You cannot put in your AirPods. You cannot start scrolling social media. You cannot run away. You have to face these feelings at the therapy session. And just so you know, maybe you are reluctant to do this, and now you feel that, oh, this is scary, and your brain is already coming up with all the excuses why not to do it. Just know that this is the monster talking inside of you. The monster knows that through this way you can face your insecurities and your fears, and the monster is protecting himself because he wants food, and your insecurity is the monster's food. But if you are still reluctant to go to therapy, let me be your therapist for free right now, okay? I have been going to therapy, and it helped me wonders. Shout out for my therapist, Palma, from here. I hope she's watching this. She's helped me tremendously. I love her. Let me be your therapist for free now, okay? I'm gonna ask you some questions, and please just start to internalize. Why do you work so much? What is the reason for you spending so much time at work? I can answer this question for my past self. I was spending so much time at work because work was the only place where I felt important. Work was the only place where I felt I have value and where I had progress. Work was the most important thing for my life because that was the place where I actually mattered. I didn't have any success anywhere else in life. I did not have a girlfriend. I did not exercise, so I was not building my body. I was not building healthy routines. I was drinking a lot. So work was the only place, since I had a fancy job title on LinkedIn and everything, and on a desk and everything, that I felt that I matter. So I was chasing that. But the thing I realized after working for multinational companies for 5 years is work is not the most important thing in the world. Maybe you already know this deep down, or maybe you already realized this by now, but this is super important to realize. I'll tell you why. There is this book that Canadian nurses wrote a couple of years ago about the biggest deathbed regrets. Such great. These people, like, there were these Canadian nurses, and they watched people die on like a daily basis. And they wrote down the biggest deathbed regrets of thousands of people. Thousands of people. These dying people were certain that this is it for them. And then maybe you know that it's time for you to die tomorrow or the day after that. Now this is the time for reflection. And these people started to reflect on their lives. And do you know what they said? I wish I hadn't worked so much. I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had spent more time doing the things that I enjoy. I wish I hadn't placed so much attention of what people are thinking of me. I wish I had spent more time doing what I want. and not what other people are telling me to do. These are coming from people who are certain they don't gonna die, and they made this realization. So why not make this realization right now, today? I have realized that my job title at these big fancy companies doesn't mean anything. They don't mean anything. Someone else was doing my job before me, and someone else will do the same job after I'm fired or I quit. Besides, I had this feeling sometimes. I hated my job. I had 3 jobs in 5 years at 3 different multinational companies. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I was almost crying like Sunday night. I couldn't wake up in the morning. And sometimes I had this feeling of, what would happen if I didn't wake up today and just didn't go into work? Would the world stop? Of course not. Would my company start producing its products or services? Of course not. No one is irreplaceable. Even the CEO or the country director goes out for a conference or something every once in a while, and the company still goes on. Like, no one is irreplaceable in a company like that. Do you know where we are truly irreplaceable? Where we really matter? At home, with our families. You are a son, you are a dad, you are a husband. Your parents, your partner, your fiancé, your wife, your kids need you. They need you to be healthy. They need you to be there with them. This is the thing that really matters, because if you don't wake up tomorrow for your family, that's the end of the world. Their lives will never be the same. If you die tomorrow, you will leave a widow behind, or crying parents, or crying children. So why do we think that work is the most important? For me, it was the fact that I was deriving all of my confidence from my job, because I was not so certain of myself. I was not confident. This is why I was trying to serve my inner need for being noticed through a job position. But we need to let this all go. Besides, why do we work 8 to 10 hours a day? I was working this much because my workplace and my job and my boss saw that work is the most important thing in my life. And when you have this feeling that someone is dependent on one another, then this person on top, let's call it the company, they can do anything with the other person below, because they know that they are dependent. And they know you will never say no. You will only say yes to please them. You know what I mean? You are so dependent on them for money, but most importantly for attention and purpose. It's not just about the money. We think it's about the money, but it's not about the money. It's the attention. It's the feeling valued. It's the community. It's the, I am a senior financial data analyst at Morgan Stanley. And you are like, I'm so important. No, you are important at home. At least this is what I realized. The people I was neglecting, my family, my friends, the people who actually love me, they are the most important, and not my job title. Because job titles end, companies end. Just look at COVID times. A lot of companies went bankrupt. A lot of people, like tens of thousands of people, got fired. And if you are putting all your eggs in one basket, then you are dependent on that job. And when the job ends, what happens? You are not left with anything else. So this is not, and the other thing I want to talk about is value. Why is it that there are these 25-year-old millionaires out there? 25-year-old, They are living in Bali and they have a Ferrari and they just live their best life. Now the monsters start talking again inside you, inside me as well. They must have a rich dad. They just got lucky. They haven't worked a day in their life. Yeah, I'm not telling you. Yes, there are the millionaires with rich daddies as well. Absolutely. But what about the millionaires who actually made it? And what about the millionaires who actually did the work to get there? I'm reading a lot of books on entrepreneurship right now and how to do this and how to do this work of not trying to break out from the 9 to 5 sense of living. And there is this book, highly recommended, by MJ DeMarco called Unscripted. MJ DeMarco, Unscripted, highly recommended. He's saying that people are willing to pay more money for these millionaires because they provide them value. What do I mean by value? Or what does MJ mean by value? They realize what problem the customers or the people have, and they offer a solution for this problem, and the people are willing to pay for this solution. For this, they are not thinking about what they want. They think about what they can give, how they can help and serve people. And if they do that and they place their attention from themselves, from their ego to the other person, they can find out what the other person wants and they can help them. They are producing a lot of value for people. People are grateful. People are paying them millions. Just ask yourself the question. And this is a question I asked myself recently. What value am I producing? In what way am I making the world better? Why should people pay me millions of dollars? Because yeah, it's nice to think about having a Ferrari or a nice house and being a millionaire, but what am I doing to get there? What am I doing and why should I get it? Why do I deserve it? This is the big question, okay? And I know by now, I'm 27 years old, the way to getting rich is not through climbing the corporate ladder. The way to get rich is not through promotions and your boss's pitiful raise of that, like you get a raise which is barely following inflation. This is not the way to get rich, in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Just, I don't have $1 million in the bank account yet. I hope I will at some point, but this is not what I'm striving for, because money doesn't really matter if you don't know what to spend it on. I don't really want to talk about this because this is a really long topic and I already spent a lot of time from your valuable time, since you are already a busy man. People are just chasing material possessions. The problem with material possessions is they are only important for you and exciting for you up until the point you get them. The latest iPhone, the new car, is only exciting until you get it. Then you have another craving and another and another. Same with promotions. You get promoted from junior financial data analyst to senior financial analyst, and it's important for you for like 2-3 weeks or exciting, and then you get used to it and you want another thing. Our whole consumer culture is built around people wanting stuff. The companies and the consumer culture and capitalism is filling our brains with this sense that there is always something we need. We are not perfect. We will be perfect when we get this stuff. We are in a constant state of need and we need to let it go. And because this is not what matters, I think, in life. So we said that work is not the most important thing in life. Health and well-being should be, in my opinion, the most important thing in life. How does this start? You are changing your identity, which is really hard, I know, but you're changing your identity and the north on your compass from I'm a workaholic and my most important thing is work. You change it to now my health is the most important. This is the North Star. Now you will ask the question, okay, but I've been working 9 or 10 hours every day for years and I cannot just get like lazy with it. I cannot just not do my job and focus on my health. What if I get fired? How am I gonna pay the bills? First of all, let me tell you, if a company fires you for prioritizing your health, then you are better off not working for that company. They don't want to serve you. They don't look after you. They don't care about you. If they say that you should work instead of being healthy, they want you to die. They don't care about you. So maybe it's a good thing if you get fired from a company, because this way you get a nice severance check. And with that severance check, you can actually go out and search for a company that's serving you. Search for a company where your health actually matters. And besides, maybe you get a severance check for 3, 5, 6 months. You can spend more time with your family, with your girlfriend, with your parents. Finally, you can hug your grandma you haven't visited in 3 months because you are so busy. You can sit down and have a conversation with your mother that you did not have on the phone, or you cannot have on the phone because you are always in a rush. You know? And another thing is, you are not doing this for yourself, the health thing. You are doing this for the people around you who depend on you, who rely on you, who love you unconditionally because they need you. They don't want you to get a heart attack at 50 and die. They want you to be healthy and happy with them. They want to share their lives with you. But if you are just constantly stressed and working, this is not a full life you are living. Just ask yourself the question, what is it that you are chasing? And why are you chasing it? Again, face the monster deep inside. So now you are placing your health at the highest point, okay? And the thing is about that, and I did some notes before doing this video and I prepared. I wrote down casino example. People will respect you more because you will be more interesting in a way if you prioritize your health. Casinos are so powerful because you don't win 99.9% of the time, but you have the chance to win. You have the chance to change your life and be a millionaire. And this is why it's so addictive. This is why people go back and spend a lot of money. That small chance of winning is more addictive than any drug. How does it connect to people? If you were winning all the time in the casino, yeah, it would be fun, but then if everyone would win, you would not be special. That there would be no value to it. And this is the same with people. If you constantly show up for people and you constantly say yes and you're always prioritizing them and what they want, then you will develop this sense in them that you don't matter. They will start relying on you. You will not be interesting because they say that, oh, no matter what I do or what I say, this poor fool is gonna agree with me. This poor fool is gonna run in circles, and they're gonna develop this sense that you don't have any values. You don't have any purpose, and you are not a high value person. Now this high value is really getting trendy now, but it's true. What happens if you start prioritizing your health? Let's just picture a scenario, okay? You are in the office and people are inviting you out to go to lunch with them, okay? There is this new fancy place around the corner that just opened up, and they are inviting you to go out to lunch with them and spend a lot of money. Like, you used to go with them and you used to have fun, but you know deep inside it's not good for you. Now, you have placed the North Star as health. This is your North Star. And now they invite you out and you say that, sorry guys, I will not go out with you today for lunch. I have brought my own healthy lunch and I'm gonna eat it in the kitchen. What happens? They will look at you weird like, okay, weirdo, just be alone. You are breaking the norm. You are different. And in this way, they are not mad at you. They are not they don't hate you. They are intimidated by you. They immediately say that you have a higher value being healthy. Your most important thing from now on is not pleasing them. The most important thing for you now is your health and being there for the people who need you and your family and your loved ones, and most importantly for yourself, so you can become better, become healthier. This is why you're not going out with them. And by this, you are showing them a mirror. Yeah, you are showing them a mirror, and in this mirror, they are seeing the possibility of themselves that they could be. But their monsters inside, yes, they have monsters inside as well. Their monsters inside don't let them to look into this mirror because they are afraid of what they could become. So when they see this in you, they are suddenly intimidated because they are not mad at you, they are mad at themselves for not doing the same, for not meal prepping and for not bringing some healthy food with them to the office. Okay, now we had all this talk about the mindset stuff. Let's go actually build a healthy daily schedule that you can stick to. First thing, and this is what I always love to think about, please go now and check your screen time on your phone. Check how much time did you spend on average on your phone the last week. If you have an iPhone, it's even easier because iPhone sends you the notification every Monday morning of your screen time from the past week. So just go and check it out. Let's just say that you are spending only 2 hours a day on your phone, which is a really mild estimate. Let's just say it like that. I would have been happy if I only spent 2 hours on my phone every day when I was in my fat years. There was actually one day, and this is what was the big shock for me. There was this one like hungover Sunday when I was living in Dublin for 6 months, where my screen time was 12 hours. 12 hours. I was in bed the whole day and I was on my phone for 12 hours. But let's just say your screen time per day is 2 hours. 2 hours per day is 30 days every year. So you spend a month every day on your phone, okay? And if you start using your phone at 14 and you die at the age of 80, and you use your phone for 2 hours every day, this means you will waste 5.5 years of your life on your phone. 5.5 years. What can you achieve in 5.5 years? Your phone is a huge distraction when it comes to fat loss or any sort of change in your life, okay? So what we do, and what worked for me as well. First, you take your phone, okay? And you set it on grayscale mode. You can do it on an iPhone, and I know that you can do it on an Android phone as well. It's grayscale, so you don't have colors, and it's not so intimidating and not so distracting for your mind. And you also reduce the motion, so the animations and stuff, okay? You can do that on an iPhone. I'm quite sure you can do it on an Android as well, okay? Now, you have to realize your brain's resistance is the lowest in the morning and in the evening. So, early morning, when you are still sleepy and tired, and right before going to bed, when you are also really sleepy and cannot wait to go to sleep, that's where it's really hard to resist any sort of temptation because your brain is not that strong. This is the times when it's really, really crucial not to deal with your phone and not to scroll on your phone. So what we do is we don't take the phone in the bedroom. We don't take it there. We leave the phone in the kitchen. We plug it on the charger, we set it on airplane mode, and we leave it on the kitchen table. We don't bring it to the bedroom. Now your question comes, oh, but how I'm gonna wake up in the morning? Easy. Like people were waking up for hundreds of years. You buy an alarm clock, a regular alarm clock, not the fake one on your phone. You buy an alarm clock for a couple of bucks, and you set it up and you place it on your bed. This is how you wake up in the morning. And most importantly, you don't place your alarm clock next to the bed. You put it on the other side of the room. This way, when the alarm sounds and the alarm goes off in the morning, you actually have to get up to kill the alarm. And while getting up, your blood pressure rises and you can wake up easier in the morning. Really, really important. Please try this. Now you will say that, oh, but I barely wake up for my alarm anyway, and I will sleep through the whole thing if it's on the other side of the room. Let me be completely honest with you. If you don't wake up for a really loud alarm, you have really severe sleep deprivation. You need to sleep more, my friend. Go to sleep, even on the weekend, or go see a doctor, or take some medicine, I don't know. Just go to sleep, because your mind just craves sleep. This is why you cannot wake up for your alarm. Okay, let's go through your imagined or my old wake up routine. I would have to get to work by 9 a.m. I would set my alarm for 6:30 because I was calculating with the fact that I'm gonna hit snooze for 30 minutes because my phone was right next to my bed. 6:30, the first alarm goes off and I was killing it for 30 minutes. Then at 7, I finally have some sense to wake up. I immediately reach for my phone and I start scrolling in bed for another 30 minutes. It's already 7:30 and I had a 1-hour commute for me to work. So 7:30 to 8, I had 30 minutes to get ready. I would eat some like shit breakfast, like cereal or something, or would not even eat breakfast at all. Get ready in a hurry. Maybe while getting ready, I was listening to something, just giving some mind even more distraction and anxiety. And I got ready in a rush. Maybe I couldn't leave at home by 8, only at like 8:10. So I already knew in the morning that I was gonna be late. So my whole day essentially was through a rush, because this is how I program my brain in the morning, to be on a rush. You know, this thing you are doing with your brain in the first 2 hours of being awake is crucial. This is when you are starting off a computer. I really like this analogy. When you are starting off a computer, this computer also needs time to boot, and you are booting your brain, and you are giving it directions. And if you are constantly distracting yourself in the first 2 hours, you will be distracted the whole day. Trust me, and just try this. So this was our morning routine that did not work. What we will do now? We used to wake up at 6:30 to leave at 8 because we were calculating for the 30-minute snooze and the 30-minute scrolling in bed. Now we set the alarm for 6 a.m. Not 6:30, 6. Only 30 minutes before. That's not such a radical change, okay? But since we have the alarm clock on the other side of the bed, or the other side of the room, 6 o'clock alarm hits, and we have to get up to kill the alarm. And it's 6:01, and we are already awake. Maybe you are sleepy, but you are on your feet. You are ready to go. What you do then is you go to the kitchen, have some water, and take some supplements. I don't know about your health. I was taking magnesium, vitamin C, and vitamin D every morning. Vitamin D you can replace with sunlight, so if it's summer, you don't really need it. But in winter time, or if you're in a climate where there is no sunshine, definitely take vitamin D. So you take your supplements, you drink some water, and then you go to the bathroom and you take a cold shower. Yes, a cold shower. Now you are maybe just reluctant from the whole fact that, oh my God, cold shower, it's gonna hurt. Cold shower. I'm the biggest advocate of cold shower. Everyone should take cold showers. Cold shower is the best thing for self-development. Yes, go take a cold shower. 3 reasons. 1, cold shower wakes you up better than any coffee, because it just rises, your blood pressure rises and you are just right awake. Like obviously you have been sprinkled with cold water, you know the effect it has on you. Cold shower, okay? It's good for your brain because you wake up quickly. Second, it's good for your muscles. If you are exercising or if you are training regularly, cold shower is good for muscle cramps, for restoration, and your muscles in general. It relaxes the muscles, okay? And the most important thing, the self-development thing about cold shower, instead of sitting in or laying in bed, the comfy warm bed, and scrolling on your phone, which is comfortable, you are doing something uncomfortable first thing in the morning. And you teach your brain that you are doing uncomfortable things on purpose. You are choosing to do the uncomfortable thing now that will have a good result later. You are doing something bad now, but it will become better later, and you do it every morning, okay? Just a quick cold shower, trust me, life-changing self-development tool, okay? Cold shower done, take your supplements, water, and it's 6:08 or 6:10 in the morning, okay? You take some bowl, you put some fruit inside, like apples, bananas, berries. You take a handful of nuts, just a handful, okay, because it's a lot of calories, like almonds, like cashew, like walnuts, you put it in there. And you take just a tablespoon of organic honey and you put it on, okay? This will be your first quick energy boost breakfast. You eat this, and if you drink coffee, you have a coffee. I would advise you to drink your coffee black. So just an espresso, not even a sweetener, just drink your coffee black, okay? Now the next part of your morning routine requires some preparation the night before. Just really quick preparation. The quicker option, or the quick thing first you have to do the night before, is to pick out your clothes for the next day and place it out from the cupboard. You pick out your shirt, your jeans, your shoes, your socks, and even your underwear, and you put it there. So you just have to get on, or you just have to put on those clothes in the morning. And you pack your bags for the next morning. So you pack your work bag, you pack your gym bag, okay? Yes, you're gonna go to the gym. You put your laptop, charger, and mouse or documents in your work bag, and you pack your gym bag as well. What do I mean by that? You have some comfortable clothes, like tops and bottoms, comfortable shoes. I would recommend using running shoes, most comfortable socks, change of underwear, at least 1 liter of water, just plain water, it can be tap water as well, some water with electrolytes in it, like Powerade or Gatorade or something, and the banana, and a towel, because you will take a shower as well, okay? You take all that, you pack your gym bag. This is the one part of the night preparation. The second part is you do some meal prep, use some fruit preparation. You don't have to be Gordon Ramsay. What you do is you make your breakfast and lunch. For breakfast, you're gonna cook 3 to 5 hard-boiled eggs in salty water. It's really important to just put the pan on the oven, Start boiling it up, and while you're boiling it up, put the eggs in it, because otherwise they will crack, okay, and they will burst. Put it inside, cook it for like 5-7 minutes, and take 2 slices of whole grain toast, have an avocado, cut it in half, spread the avocado on the toast, and cut up a tomato, okay? You put the eggs, the toast, and the avocado in a box, like a plastic box. You put it in the fridge, and you take another 30 minutes to prepare your lunch. Yes, this is the lunch what you're gonna eat in the kitchen, where you're not going with the co-workers to the restaurant, okay? What you do is you take some chicken. 200 grams is sufficient. You buy the chicken breast in the grocery store, then you take 1/2. They look like a heart, so you take 1/2 of the chicken breast. You slice it up. You add some seasoning like paprika, salt, oil. You put it in a pan and you fry the chicken. You can also put it in the air fryer. You cook it for like 10-15 minutes. While you do that, you have a bag of rice and you cook it in salty water as well. And you have some broccoli. I would recommend using some frozen broccolis, okay? And you put out the broccoli, and when you go home from the grocery store, you don't put it in the freezer, so it has some time to warm up. Okay, it's on the cupboard. When the rice is done, you take the broccoli and you put everything in the pan for like 5 minutes in the fat of the chicken, the same pan. You don't have to wash it, and you just like do this with it, kinda get everything together for 5 minutes, and you're done. This takes maximum of 30 minutes. And you take everything what you have in the pan, you put it in another plastic box, and you put it in the fridge next to your breakfast. So back to the morning. You have prepared your food and everything. Now you take it out from the fridge and you put it in your bag and you take it with you. And now you leave. Maybe you would have to leave at home at 8 because it's a 1-hour commute from work, okay? Now really important, it's 6:30, you leave. And you pick a gym which is close to your workplace. You pick a gym that is maximum 10 minutes away from your workplace. This will be really important, okay? So 6:30, you are out the door from home. At 7:30, you are fully dressed and ready to go for your workout. And you work out for an hour. Yes, an hour is enough. You don't have to spend more than an hour working out. I'm telling you, whoever says you have to spend 3 hours in the gym is lying. 1 hour is enough. It doesn't matter what you do. If you do cardio, if you do weightlifting, if you run on the treadmill, if you use the stair machine, if you if you are rowing is a great exercise. Anything, just do something. 30 to 60 minutes, do some exercise, move your body, okay? And then when you are done with that, you take a shower, you change your clothes, and you go to the office. The reason why it's really important to pick a gym close to your office is if you are running late and it's like 8:40 already, you can cut your workout short and you can go to the gym. You can cut your workout short and you can go to the office when you see you are running late, okay? Now at 8:50, since you are 10 minutes away from your office, you leave and you go to the office. You say hello to everyone. Hey everyone, good morning. And then you go to the kitchen and you eat your breakfast, the eggs and the toast and the avocado, okay? For lunch, you eat the food that you prepared. You don't go out with the people that are going to the restaurant. You're gonna go to the kitchen and eat your lunch that you prepared. What about dinner? For dinner, a really good quick thing to make is tortilla, but you're gonna do some meal prep at home as well, maximum 30 minutes. Let's just say you work until like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. You get home at 7. While you are watching some Netflix series or listening to a podcast, you can call your mom, you can call your friend while you do it. So you are stacking habits on top. And while you do that, you are making your meal. What I used to do is I would put my phone, this one, on the cupboard And while I was cooking, I was talking to my mom or a friend or someone, you know? Then you can stack habits like this and save time. Or maybe you are with your family. Family can cook together. You can talk to your family while you're in the kitchen, and you can make some tortilla. Like you buy the tortillas in the grocery store. You cut up some chicken as well. You do them the same way as you did with the for the lunch, and you take some vegetables, you cut it up, and you put it all together. And one tortilla is sufficient. You eat that. Now comes the fun part. Now it's time to go to sleep. You left your phone in the kitchen, right? On the charger. You are not taking it into the bedroom. Your phone is in the kitchen, charging, maybe even on airplane mode. You set your alarm clock, and you placed it on the other side of the room. And now, what do you do before falling asleep? You don't check your phone, you're not scrolling, you're not watching Netflix, you're not doing anything. You either read or you journal. You calm down your mind at the end of the day. You are getting your mind ready to go to sleep. Because if you are scrolling in bed, you are just causing anxiety for your brain. You are stimulating for your brain. For a good sleep, we don't want that, okay? You don't check your phone. You journal. Write down what happened to you. Today I went this, I felt like this. This will also help you to be more conscious of your feelings and that monster that we talked about, okay? So you journal, you read, and besides, if you are really tired, you will have no problem in falling asleep. Let me tell you, if you start reading and you're really tired, the book will fall on your chest in 5 minutes. And then you shut the lights and you go to sleep. And you wake up at 6 again the next morning at 6 a.m. And the next day again. And again. And you do it every day. This doesn't sound like such a radical change, right? The only thing we did is we repurposed the time we are spending on our phones, doom scrolling and checking the news and anything. We repurposed it, okay? We took the 2 hours and we had 30 minutes waking up 30 minutes before, taking 1 extra hour working out, and 30 minutes cooking our meal. This is the 2 hours that you normally spend doom scrolling or hitting snooze, okay? Now comes the fun part, and I'm gonna close this episode soon. Don't think radical when you are thinking change. Always think small steps. Every big change starts with small steps. When people come up to me right now and they cannot recognize me and they tell me how great I look, they don't understand. They only see the tip of the iceberg. People are wired not to see the big results. People are wired to only see the tip of the iceberg. We like to think that there is some trick, there is some fix we are not doing. There is some hack, there is some crazy diet or pill that helped us that they don't know about. No. The most important thing is the small daily habits. This is what separates you and me and everyone else from the person they could become. The small daily habits. The work that you are doing when no one else watches. This is the most important thing. So pay attention, look inward, listen to what the monster is telling you, listen to your excuses, and then look for your daily habits, the unhealthy daily habits, maybe write them down, and just start small. If you are not exercising at all, don't start running 10Ks and waste all your time. Just start small. Go for a 30-minute walk. Just small steps. This is how you build a schedule, a sustainable schedule as well. Just being a bit mindful. And if you do this, what I told you now, it will be hard for a week to wake up at 6 and go to the gym. After 1 week, 2 weeks, it will be easier. And not because you get used to it. It will be a part of your identity. From now on, my friend, You are a gym goer. From now on, this is the part of you. And you feel how, you will know how good it feels. You will feel it on your body that you are stronger, you have more energy. And then you will get the satisfaction from it. But it just needs some dedication and just 1-2 hour extra work every day. And this is, again, I'm not taking time away from your work or your university studies. I'm taking time away from the bullshit. I'm taking time away from the doom scrolling. Okay? This has become a really long episode, but I'm just still now starting out on YouTube. My whole purpose with this whole YouTube channel is to help men to be better, because the mental health status and the health status in general for men, I think, is criminal. And I want to help you who are watching this video, and I kind of want to help 2 more people. I want to help my past self, my past fat self. I want to create the kind of content that would have helped me 5-10 years ago to start on this journey. I want to become my own big brother, you know. And the other person I want to help is my future son. I hope my future son will see these videos, and this can help him to be a more mindful and more aware man, more conscious man, an awakened man, not a walking dead, who can actually make a change in their lives and not blame everyone else for their sucky life. Okay? I have also prepared a free fat loss guide for you. You can download it in the description. This is more like a step by step formula on how you can lose how you can lose fat and how you can start on your fat loss journey. This has 6 steps, and it goes into like calorie counting and how to do this sort of stuff, like how to be more aware with your daily habits, how to stack your habits. So I think that can be quite helpful. I will prepare other things as well for you to help. I will talk about gym. I will talk about mental health. I will talk about meditation. I will talk about all the stuff that we consider self-development, because these are the stuff that really help me, and I want you to be awakened as well. I want you to help yourself, and I want to help you. I want to be your Sherpa in this journey. Okay? If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out here in the comment section, or you can drop me an email as well. I read every email personally. And thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I hope I could help you, and see you in the next one. Ciao.